Good afternoon, everyone. So, before we begin, let's have some fun. So, if you think that at any point of your life, you had a dream of owning a house or buying a car, then say, yay! Amazing. If you think marrying your crush is a dream, say, woo! If you think India's independence was once a dream, then let's clap for India. Great. So did you all notice that the fun activity we had right now talked about our dreams? Yes, this world is full of dreams. This world is full of individuals who defied their odds and turned their dreams into reality. They were not superhumans, rather some common people who were driven by passion and unshakable belief in themselves. So raise your hands if you think you ever had a dream of becoming a doctor, a footballer, all right, a superstar, and a cricketer. So as we have many people sitting here with us, just like you people, even I had a dream of becoming a model. And today I'm standing here to share with you all my journey, which took me from the darkest abyss to some life-changing moments in my life. And one of them being invited as a chief guest and keynote speaker for United Nations Women Empowerment interview. So, today, this is me, Devyani Pardhi, standing in front of you to tell you my story of resilience, self-discovery, and unshakable belief in myself. That is, if I can dream it, I can do it. So many of you might be well aware about the 4 P's of marketing, right? Great. So when I looked onto my life, when I reflected onto my journey, I discovered 5 P's which helped me turn my dream into reality. And I really want to share those 5 P's with you all. Starting with the first one, which is practice. As rightly said by Simone Biles, practice creates confidence. Confidence empowers you. You know, when you do things on repetitive mode, when you do things similar pattern again and again, that pattern gets registered into your mind. And once that pattern is again repeated again and again, at that point of time, we see growth happening. We see results. And that results gives us confidence. And that result gives us confidence, and that confidence empowers us to do better, to grow more. That's what practice helps us to do. When I started my journey 7 years ago from scratch, it all started in Bhopal. And I was all confused how to start. But when I looked around, I saw resources. And that's when I realized resources are always around us. We just need to find them. We just need to know how to utilize them in a complete manner to fulfill our dreams. So then I started using those resources and practicing on daily basis, those poses, those expressions and whatnot. At initial stages, it was definitely tough. But when time passed, I started seeing those results which were empowering me. That confidence started growing in me. And then came the second P in the picture, which is passion. Now, passion is like a fuel, which propels us to move forward. Passion is that fire that comes from within. You don't have that external force coming from people which will tell you to move forward, to put in that hard work. That comes from within. You know that you enjoy that hustle. You enjoy that hard work. You hardly get tired. And that is what we call passion. In my story, I realized that passion is living your dream on regular basis. When I started walking on streets at that time, I realized that I started imagining myself in front of every location. If my picture would look good on this location, if my attire would go with this concept and this location. And that's when I realized modeling is my passion. And from where did it came? It came from that practice. And then that practice showed me passion. That passion showed me result. I was never tired. I always enjoyed that doing modeling poses and going out, doing that hard work. But then it was all positive. But is life full of positives only? Exactly. There came the third P, which is persistence. So everything has 2 sides, positive and negative, right? So just like that, even modeling has. So here came the dark side of modeling. Before we enter the dark side of modeling, all I want to say is, tell me if we are living in a society. And we all have opinions, right? Even at that point of time, I was all gathered with some opinions. I was all gathered with the society. And that society had to say something. So things started coming. इतनी छोटी हाइट है, तुमसे ना मॉडलिंग हो पाएगा. शक्ल देखिए, ऐसी हाइट के साथ मॉडलिंग, ऐसी शक्ल के साथ मॉडलिंग. नो नो, नॉट पॉसिबल. मॉडलिंग ये सब 4 दिन की कहानी है. And what not? Everything was around my ears. People were there to pull me down. But I stood strong. I chose to move forward. I was standing there. Like, this is my persistence, this is my passion. This is much more stronger than what society thinks, than what people believes. And then I chose to move forward no matter what people say. But here came another challenge. And what was that? That was coming from an Indian family. You know, coming from typical Indian family, it's never easy to convince your parents because it was never into culture earlier. So to convince them, that was a task. And I decided then to work continuously. When results will come, we'll see what will happen. So I kept moving forward. Then came social media. Social media was like one of the newest things happening at that time. But then I saw one dark side of social media and modeling. And that was, I started getting messages and calls. And they were telling me to do illegal things, unethical things. For what? For that publicity, for that fame. And I decided not to choose that shortcut and to keep moving forward on the right path. Because it might take some long time, but it will still take me to the right path which will lead to my dreams. And I kept moving forward. And then everything was going good with some small challenges. But at some point of time, I started feeling that there was something empty in me, something missing in me. And one question kept lingering in my mind, and that was, Devyani, what have you done for yourself? What are you doing till now? And at that point of time, I knew I needed a change. Depression was weighing around me. I decided to isolate myself. And in that solitude, I reassessed my growth, my purpose to start. I started asking questions to myself. What have you done? Why you started this? What's the purpose behind this? And then with all the faith, all the positivity, all that patience, I started collecting answers, getting solutions. And at that point of time, I decided to give a powerful comeback. Guess what? The very next day, I got an invitation. An invitation which said that you have been invited as a chief guest and keynote speaker for Girl Up Rapta, a United Nations Women Empowerment Program. I was shocked. This was huge. This was something transforming for me. And at that point, I realized this was not something I looking at myself. This was world looking at me. And then my purpose got broadened up. I decided I don't want to be just a model. I want to become a model which inspires change, which brings in the inclusivity and diversity where every individual is invited and welcomed with all the body shapes and sizes and colors, with all the safety. And with that, I came up with a fresh perspective, and here we go towards our 4th P, which is perspective. Yes, my perspective changed completely. And now, for me, perspective equals to mindset. Now I'm going to tell you something which might sound very dreamy, very filmy, but trust me, that has happened with me. And right now, even I'm going to tell you that I can feel those goosebumps. So one day I just went to the bookstore. I grabbed this book named Secret. I opened the book. Coincidence happened that a line came up. What you think is what you attract. Your mind is a magnet. I closed the book. I went to the store and I started thinking, is this even practical? Is this even relevant to real life? And then I started experimenting it. I started thinking all the positive things because I was already putting that hard work. So I wanted to see results now. What happens if I put in the patience and positivity thing? Then I started thinking all the positive things, and especially one dream of mine of modeling where I wanted to work. There was one studio. And then I slept that day. The very next day, a miracle happened. That studio themselves called me. And I was all in shock. I was like, how is this even possible? Yesterday I was thinking and today they called me. And that's when I realized how a mindset works. When you are in that positive mindset, when you have that broader perspective with positivity, you are vibrating on higher energies. And at that point of time, you attract everything you are having in your mindset. Everything you believe, even impossible, is achievable. And that's where I realized the importance of perspective. Now, because perspective was broadened up, I had to make plans that was leading to some of my bigger dreams. So at that point of time came the fifth P. Now that is planning. Now planning is very normal, no? We all plan on everyday basis, big plans, small plans, whatnot. Even many of you might be having the plans for tonight, like going for a dinner. Might be a date also. Yeah. So I hope nobody is having a plan to leave this auditorium before I finish. So are we on the same page? That's great. So here comes the planning. So I decided to plan everything, whatever could help me. And I realized now I need resources, more money, more knowledge, more skills. So I decided to enroll myself into that PGDM course. So it was all the time of commencement. I was about to enter my PGDM course and something happened. Before we get to know what that something was, please raise your hands if any one of you sitting over here has something in their life which went just how they planned. Any of the individuals. It's obvious. It's not possible. That's great, sir. Exceptional. So, in that case, planning is something which we do on regular basis, but life is something which is very uncertain. And at that point of time, life happened with me. Something very disheartening happened. I got to know that I was diagnosed with something critical at a very young age. It was enough to break my determination, to give me shockwaves to my world. There was an option in front of me to make a choice. And I made a choice, not to give up, but to fight all the odds, to stand there strong. And that's where my persistence, my resilience, my determination came into picture. I decided to replan the things. I decided that no matter what, this is another obstacle. I will fight it back, but I will completely make sure that my dream turns into reality. And I kept moving on. And I'm still working towards it. Because these are some challenges. This will come. Life will show you some darker sides. But it's up to you how you take it. And just like that, planning being an essential method, we need to apply it on regular basis. Situations might change, things might happen, but always replan. Do things which might go as per the situation. Plan things, because those plannings will only once get executed will make your dreams into reality. This is how these 5 P's helped me. They were practice, passion, persistence, perspective, and planning. And today, I stand here in front of you as an example that dreams are attainable. There might be times that people will pull you down, but you have to be your biggest supporter. There might be times that life will not go according to your plans, but you have to replan. And guess what? At this point of time, the family where I had to convince myself that I need to modeling, they also started supporting me. That's what your passion leads to. That's how you turn your dreams into reality. So before we leave, let's get inspired to dream. Let's have the courage to dream and to conquer those dreams. Because if we can dream it, we can definitely do it. Thank you.